Hey guys, Greg and Amber here. We are busy editing the video that you are going to see following this little opening. We were able to get out to Sand Hollow, which is located in Hurricane, Utah this past weekend. Got to go out and do some riding. We experienced rocks, sand, trails. We kind of did it all just to get an idea of where we were at with things and our likes and dislikes, or things that we see need improvement. I'm going to turn the time over to Greg to talk about a few of the things that he experienced while driving. There's been a lot of questions. Bear with us because we are going to try to get all of these things into videos as they come up. So I'm going to turn the time over to him.
Yeah, first off, I just got to say, the machine is a riot to drive. We've been going to Sand Hollow for a long time. We go quite regularly. For me, Sand Hollow has kind of gotten a little bit boring on just doing the same trail over and over again. But with this, every obstacle is a totally new obstacle. It doesn't matter how many times you've been over it. The rear steer is incredible. Definitely by hands down best feature of the car, at least for my sake anyway.
The crab walking is pretty incredible.
Yeah, crab walking is just totally feels wrong, and it feels like we did some crab walking like across a rock ledge, so you're off camber and the car is going straight uphill, but as a driver you just want to keep cranking the wheel. So
the tires are going straight down, but the car is actually sideways, which is craziness.
Yeah. So that the tilt test and stuff that they talk about, it definitely comes into play, and it's just a whole new experience. Super excited just to test it in different areas. We have a couple other big trips coming up. We're going to be going kind of to a desert area over holiday weekend and stuff like that. We're going to be going to Glamis for New Year's, so definitely excited to test it out, get some different things going. And yeah, so I think we should just kind of jump in, and we're just going to kind of show you different things about what we figured out this weekend. Really try and post videos of riding and doing different things to give everybody a comparison. Towards the end, we'll probably touch base on a few of the things that are a lot of the asked questions of suspension, range, things like that. We'll kind of recap at the end of the video, and then also give you guys a heads up of what's going to be going into our next video later on Sunday this week.
We are going to try to get on a schedule of posting every Sunday. We had a lot of life happen, and here we are. We're gonna get on schedule, so you'll see us every Sunday.
Hopefully. We might have to move that to Mondays, because like last night we got home
pretty late
from Sand Hollow around 10:30. So as much as I would love to edit and do videos at
we like to have
night, we both wake up early for work, and we got to take care of the day jobs.
Yep.
So
all right, we're gonna jump into it.
Brawleys against a 2-seat S and a Can-Am. Ready?
Oh, that looks good.
How about 30, over 30 pounds in the front? So what, 35, 34? So, as you guys can see in the video, everything that we did was based stock, out of the box, factory. Tire pressure, 34 pounds. We used that all weekend so that we could try and answer some questions on range. What we did notice on the range of this machine is every environment, every ride, every real life moment is going to change battery life. So really trying to answer that question is not going to be the out of the box, hey, cool, you can go 140 miles. Saturday we did run the air conditioner. We got about 5 hours. We didn't do a whole lot of sand. I would say a lot more of that was just playing around on the rocks. We did do some of the drag racing and testing against other vehicles. Again, 34 pounds of tire, 34 pounds of air in the tires, in the sand. Probably not ideal, but for anybody watching this video and tagging along, you're gonna understand that and kind of know.
So I think some things we're thinking of doing would be tires.
Yep, I think it needs a set of tires.
We're also looking at, I think the suspension is great. We just need to learn it, I think, better, or maybe fine tune it for what we like. Which I think would be the case for anybody. Everybody's riding styles are different. We play hard. Every machine we've ever had, we buy it to play.
And I think one of the things that we noticed really off the bat with the suspension is we're coming from a 4-seat Turbo S that we've spent a lot of money in suspension and springs and revalve and things like that. So we're very critical on suspension to make it nice.
Probably too critical. So
probably, yeah. So one thing I noticed is in a lot of environments, the machine is probably a little bit heavier than your standard 4-seat machine, comparing it to like a Turbo S. So in the washboard, it did really well in the washboard, but in the whoops, it didn't do well. And like for me, knowing what I know about suspension work, it's going to be a challenge of getting it to where I want it to be, because I'm going to be sacrificing something else. Right?
I think honestly, and this will be something that we'll play around with and fine tune. We have the people to help us do it. I think it's the weight distribution. It's something, and it's not bad.
No.
But like he was saying, the whoops, I think it's something to do with the weight is so evenly distributed through that car that there's no, I don't know how to explain it, no play anywhere else. It's all just,
it's front to rear. So it reminds me of like taking a side-by-side, whether it's a Polaris, a Can-Am, or anything, and if you took those same rear tires that were on your side-by-side and you put them on the front and you crank them to max pressure, that's kind of where we're starting at. And so, one, is it a tire issue? Is it two, is it a suspension issue? I do just off the top, I feel like maybe the rears are a little soft.
So I will say, having 4 adults in the car, not that it hurt us. Like, I wouldn't say that like the ride was terrible or anything like that. It's just not up to what I am used to in an S with major suspension work.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's us being too critical of that. We're going to play around with it, fine tune it, make it work for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the big things, like going into our next video, that is going to play a part into the suspension is weighing it. And we're going to weigh it. We're going to a cat scale. And, we want to get, kind of make this fun. I mean, everything that we do in the side-by-side world is based on fun. So what we're going to do going into next week's video is we're going to weigh it. Post your guesses on what it weighs in the comment section.
We'll have free merch that we'll send you.
Yes, free merch, Whiskey Throttle merch to be specific. Shirt and a hat. We'll get sizes. It's going to be closest to without going over. So if your guess is over, you're going to be automatically out.
So post them in the comments.
Yep. I think we've given enough hints based on videos and everything else. I think it should be a really good kind of challenge for everybody. There's plenty of research you can do.
And then also we are going to pull a tape measure on the width and the length because that is a question everybody's asked and we truly don't know. I can tell you, having it next to a 4-seat, a Turbo S, comparable cars, pretty similar in size.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see that. Height-wise, I can tell you it's a little shorter because I am tall and I can't see over the top of the S, but I can see over the top of this car. So we'll give you guys all the measurements, throw them up. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap up the video. Hope you guys have a great night.
Yeah, have a happy Thanksgiving,
Happy Thanksgiving.
And we'll see you next week.